What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video. And I bet y'all wondering what's so different about me. Give y'all a quick guess on what exactly it is. But yeah, let's say I have something to do. I'm gonna give you a clue. What's on top, and yeah, it's just I guess you guessed it because it's untied because normally I put my hair tie on so I could have some space to see like you assassinators, but unfortunately, but I decided to keep my hair down because it was the women's chamber was extremely exciting, like and shocking and crazy, yeah, things that happened. So I thought I might keep it down and I'm gonna relive the tale, I guess you could say, of I'll say a streaming broadcast kind of form. But yeah, we got some two returns, like even though we expected them, but they were very surprising and amazing. Like with them seeking revenge, like onto their respective ladders that attacked them. Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like especially one in particular, which we all knew that was the case, even though it was kind of confusing. But yeah, this is where we got, and also we have the shocking revelation onto the main event, like on who's going to be facing Cody Rhodes for his WWE Championship, and we also got very cool feel good moment of the top babyface and the hometown hero having their moment like in this very night as well, and plus much more. And please make sure to hit the like on before I get into the reviews like on the this elimination chamber review. And I'm gonna say something just tells me it it's gonna be this year's WrestleMania is gonna definitely be unleashed and filled with chaos. Like even though a couple things that we kind of predicted did not happen, I'm gonna give a little bit of spoilers. We did like I'm not gonna too much of a spoiler, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: we didn't see no returns of a certain OTC to seek some revenge on a certain visionary, like from attacking him 29 days ago, was it? Yeah. Or no, 28 days ago, like 4 weeks ago, actually. Why is it 29? Like, it's not like it was on a Friday. But, anyways, yeah. But something just tells me we will be seeing like the return because he's gonna make a return in the European tours. So it's still not too late to follow up into the storyline.
Was it in her way?
What are you talking about?
Was it in her way?
No.
Yes, you were.
Anyways, that's where we got all the women's wrestlers like no, yes, Trey, be careful. Trey, you gotta be careful.
Okay, let's go play. You wanna go play?
And where we got like Roxanne Perez, $1 Million Bayley, Bianca Belair, and what's her name? Alexa Bliss, and yeah, but this is where we got the last ones were Naomi and Liv Morgan, and man, like I did not know this shock was gonna be this shocking moment was gonna happen anytime sooner. But we saw the return of Jade Cargill, and she pointed out who was the one that attacked her, and yeah, and how could you not have guessed like who it was? Which they may have looked like it really was Liv Morgan, but really once you got in the ring, stared face to face with her, she turned her eye right into Naomi's direction and went and started attacking her and started beating the holy daylights out of her. I wouldn't be surprised if Naomi was dead after this. Well, not really, but you get the point. But yeah, she threw it right on each pod and each side of the cage from the bottom to the right to the top to the left. And then once she got done doing that, when the circus where what's her name was so confused and emotional, Bianca Belair, she did not know how to react. She was like, "No, like why are you doing this to her?" And this where the Jay Cargill did not tell her, but she gave her a look like, "Oh, like you're gonna know why." And this where and this, and also she put her head right into that doorway, like of the hell in the, and that's where she slammed her right head first and knocked her out cold. And this where the referee's referees and security is like, yo, get out of here, like you. Like, why did you do that for? And this is where Jay Cargill had a reason. This is where Michael Cole didn't put two and two together. Like, oh, like it might have been Naomi because given the fact they might attack her like yeah, it had to be her because the only person that I probably know is her. And that's where then she couldn't be able to compete. This where then who was it? Alicia Taylor then announced that Naomi is forfeit from competing in this match due to this injury. And do you think this is gonna lead up into a WrestleMania marquee match, which it's starting to look like it with Jade Cargill went up and attacked her because she could be the one that attacked her, which Jade Cargill probably revealed this coming Monday or maybe even Friday, considering they're both SmackDown wrestlers. But Liv Morgan started laughing maniacally and hysterically, like that, ha ha, like I told you it wasn't me, and I was like, yeah, I believe Bianca owes Liv an apology with all due respect to the EST. But the only thing she's not gonna apologize is to give up her shot at the women's championship, her spot of not competing. But that's gonna be a different conversation for a different day. This is where they automatically eliminate Naomi. Needless to say, this is where fans are chanting nah 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 because just like everybody online, including yours truly, Super Ninja. Even though at first I was kind of being a bit skeptical about it, but I was like, maybe it does make sense when Naomi started pointing out it was, and she was confirming, she was and reassuring that it was, and insisting that it was the now women's tag team champions Raquel and Liv when it really wasn't. But anyways, we're gonna find out with some confirmation from the current from the former women's tag team champion in the Storm, making it clarify. But this is where we got Bianca Belair went and tried to ask, like Naomi, why you need to bring her back in the ring, and this way then they were putting her on a stretcher because she got knocked out cold, after getting hit right into those pods and the cage itself, which I see why they call it the most dangerous and demonic. What's that called? Demonic structure because it is unforgivingly evil. The what's it called, the elimination chamber. I can see why they call it the devil's playground, but this is where we got Liv Morgan grab onto Bianca, throws her right into the pod in the bottom left side. This where it's who's the Harley now? And this is where I bet what's her name? I bet Alexa Bliss was like you didn't even know who Harley was until somebody told you about it. This is where we got Liv Morgan tossing Bianca Belair around, face first right into the pods into the bottom right side and the left side. This is where she brought back in the ring, but Bianca hit a big old forearm. And then Bianca was so confused. She was like, why does that have to happen to Naomi? Why did Jay tag her if it was Liv? And this is where and she was starting hitting some right hands right into the face. This is where then we got I remember she was like 1, 2, 3, 4, to Liv Morgan because she still believed that she's the actual one that attacked Jade, not Naomi, when it was the glowing wrestler. But this is where we got what's her name? Liv Morgan started her face pounding it right into the right side. This is where she threw it right back in the ring. This is where she gotta go for what's it called, a forward flip. This is where she gotta go for the moonsault. But I believe that devastation got in the way. This is where she gets knee strike by Liv Morgan. This is where then she gets goes for a count, but she only got a 2.4 count. And then Liv Morgan's like, oh, I will damage you even more. This is where she started doing so by slamming her face first right onto the canvas. This is where we got Liv Morgan starts stomping on the midsection onto Bianca. This is where boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is where Liv Morgan started doing that little walk, that prancy walk that you normally do. This is where she's like, I told you, it wasn't me. This is where she goes for a big forearm strike. This is where we got Liv Morgan. Then throw Bianca right into the diagonal side and the upper left side. This is where she tried to go for a split. But she ends up getting booted directly right into the face. This is where we got Edward and she got thrown right to the top upper left corner side. Bianca Belair then picks her up, hits her with a spine buster, planting her right into the. This is where she tried to go again, like for the forward flip, what they call it, springboard flip moonsault maneuver, which wasn't guaranteed, of course, because if it didn't work the first time, it's gonna be guaranteed the second time. But here's where we got $1 million Bailey then was lacing up her boots, like make sure they won't be untied when it's her turn. But once we got number 4 coming out. It was ended up being Roxanne Perez that had come in the ring, which she already knew because they probably gave her a number like in advance. That's what they normally do, like the Royal Rumble, like before we go out there, so we know who exactly is the wrestler that's going to come out first. But it's where then she started hitting some uppercuts right onto Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair right into the bottom left side and the upper right. Bottom left side and upper right side diagonally. This is where after she done, she rolled and went right back, tried to go for a big super elbow right into Liv Morgan. But Liv Morgan moved around the way, right out of time, right into the bottom left. This is where she started hitting some punches, the elbows, and this is where she put her up right into the top rope. But this is where the young prodigy then fits her face first right onto the rope. This is where she tried to go like she's about to go for the pop rocks, but Bianca Belair was just standing in the middle of the ring. So she used her as a stepping stool with her around the EST. And this is when she went right back to the former women's world champion, current women's tag team champion, into a wheelbarrow face buster. It's where Roxanne then going for a cover, but that's where she only got a 2.1 count, if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got the former NXT Women's Champion went right back on the top rope. This is where this time she ends up going for sliding Hurricane Rana, but Bianca Belair caught her in midair. This is where she did go right and try her face first right into the cage in the bottom corner, but it's where she gets elbow strike. This is where she tried to go for a crossbar, but Bianca Belair's like, oh no, you don't. This is where she tried to go for a crossbar, but it's where Roxanne then to try to grab onto the ropes. And I was like, didn't you learn anything from your idols like when you were younger, like when you were getting started in the wrestling business? You do not pull the hair of the EST. This is where Bianca Belair did warned her. She was just like, you know what, like I'm just gonna teach her a lesson. Like I swim to the bottom right corner, what they call pod, but Roxanne Perez somehow counter out of it into a flying head scissors and then do a Russian leg sweep like she normally do. This is where she start what they call like putting her hair, try to tie and try to what they call try to cover her hair right into the what they call the chamber. But luckily Liv Morgan was there, not to save the day, but just generally just fight her because that's her opponent that she needs to eliminate in order to get another shot at Rhea Ripley. This is where then she brought her back in the ring, but unfortunately only got her 2.6. This is where she put her into the upper left corner side, trying to go for her elbow, which it ends up turning into a knee strike to Roxanne when she rolled right back in the bottom right to the upper left back. This is where she Liv Morgan kneed her right into the face, but this is where she ended up almost getting double knees, or should I say meteora. But this is where we got Roxanne Perez moving out of the way. This is where they double close onto each other. This is where we got two women were in the center of the ring until they went to the opposite sides, right into the bottom and the upper. This is where we got number 5 coming out, which I believe was $1 Million Bailey. This is where once she got out, she just started throwing hockey fists like if she was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens put together with Roxanne. Just where like boom, 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 boom. This is where then they were just letting each other have it until they went right through the exact same chamber pod that the possible girlfriend of the famous tight end of the NFL. No, I'm not talking about Travis Kelce because he's with Miss Swifty. But anyways, this is where we got Bailey to start hitting Roxanne Perez right back of her head right into the plexiglass, like which I see why Roxanne was laying out like for like a good, I'll say 10 minutes until Bailey moved on with what's her name, Liv Morgan, but with her ducking out of her right hand, throwing her face first, not once but twice. This is where we got Bailey then knees her right into the face. This is where then she right into the chamber cage. This is where Bailey's like. Then grab onto Roxanne and hit a what they call Bailey the belly after she was done with Liv Morgan. But this is where she went face to face with with what's her name, with Bianca Belair. This is where Bailey's like, yeah, I remember like we've been in this war for the past 4 years, and that's absolutely true. And I was like, I'm surprised that she didn't continue it, like, and being kind of forgiving, even if she's doing it for Naomi's sake. But I'm not sure if you should be doing anything with Naomi say now because she don't seem like a trustworthy friend. But anyways, this is where we got what's that, Bianca Belair and Bailey start going at it, start grappling. This is where we got them trying to hit each other with back to belly maneuver, but Bailey throws Bianca back in the middle. This is where she grabbed onto her hair. This is where she was this is where she tried to grab onto it. It's like, no, like I wasn't trying to do that, but this is where Bianca Belair's not buying it. This is where she was like, yeah, I'd see what you were trying to do, but I caught you in the act. Yeah, like you should have seen what I did to your best friend a few years ago when we headlined that big show of the year. But this is where Bailey was like, yeah, I understand, but this is where then she used that like this escape like to use like for an advantage by hitting some strikes until Bianca Belair puts her right back into the ring. This is where Bianca Belair managed to get back in there. This is where Bianca Belair would then try to go for a kick right into the gut. But she ends up getting knee right into the face, which I was like, that's like a sideways version of what their friend used to do. This is where fans are chanting Bailey. This is where I almost got. I almost wondered like if Kenny Chips was here, but unfortunately he wasn't. But he will be on next month's pay per view, which will be the biggest showcase event of the year, the granddaddy of them all, like some might say. But it's where once Bailey hit the sunset flip power bomb, this is where she immediately gets a kick out at 2.7 was it, but this is where Liv Morgan then got back in the mix, but she ends up getting thrown right back out, but this time on the top corner side. This is where she grabs onto to the former WWE Women's Champion. This is where we got Bailey then try to hit her with her infamous Macho Woman elbow drop, which I was surprised he did it more sooner rather than later. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but Bianca, like being the never give up, like a female version of John Cena kind of competitor, she's still kicked out at 2.6. Bailey tried to go for another one, which was a massive mistake, which my father would say, like, if he was watching this right now, like, but yeah, like God bless his soul. But anyways, that's where we got Roxanne Perez then came out and finally got back from her 10-minute break, like from her getting manhandled by the role model. This is where she kind of got her revenge, throws her right back in the ring. Then the Prodigy went right in that exact same top corner, which I did kind of warn the women's wrestler that's worth $1 million, even though she couldn't hear me because I was watching on TV, not in attendance. But this is where we got Roxanne start screaming like if she was Bailey's best friend, which I don't understand why she was, because given the fact that I don't think she don't even care about her idols, then why'd you go ask like her ask $1 Million Bailey and CM Punk that question, and maybe even AJ Lee, like if she was around. But anyway, this is where we got Liv Morgan. Here's the Oblivion, the standing version of the maneuver. This is where she thought she was gonna get a win, but she was surprised that Roxanne kicked out at 1.9. This is where Liv Morgan was like, how the hell? Like, I would understand 2.9, but 1.9, like that's impossible. Like nobody couldn't even kick out at 2 even, or should I say, yeah, that maneuver. But this is where we got the final member of the Elimination Chamber, and it was the sixth one, which was Alexa Bliss. This is where she started giving that very creepy, frightening smile, like if she's like the Paramount horror film Smile. This is where then she went face to face to another girl that's trying to be like Harley Quinn, even though like she originally did not know who that was. But this is where Alexa Bliss then gave a little bit of a reminder of that. This is where she started hitting some right hands, left, right, left. Surprisingly, she didn't need the help of the Wyatt Six. Maybe she told him that she wanted to do this alone, like when the last time she was in the ring for a shot at the women's championship. But this is another. But this is where Roxanne Perez tried to go for her attack. This is where she gets caught and she gets hit with a choke. STO maneuver, which is like a hybrid of a choke slam and a STO slam. This is where she's like, yeah, I know what you're trying to do, Roxanne. It was not going to work on me. This is where she started hitting some rights and lefts onto the former onto the former women NXT Women's Championship, where she hit the jawbreaker when Liv Morgan tried to turn around. Is where she followed that up with a jawbreaker with a middle drop kick. It's where Bayley was like, I haven't forgot about 8 years ago when you tried to bring up my past life when I did not appreciate it. But Alexa Bliss, then when she kicked out the 2.6 count, is where she hit the big old right hand right into the face of the tight end's girlfriend. This is where we got this is where then That's where we got Alexa Bliss and look right at the WrestleMania style, hits the double knees right to the back of Bayley, then pull on the ropes and push her back in the ring, in which I was thinking like, yeah, like maybe that tight end dude like might think that Bayley is really worth $1 million, like those random fish of SpongeBob's clapping hands on that episode of One Crab's Trash. For those that are unaware, it's a SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs did a yard sale and he sold the, long story short, he sold a soda drink, had the SpongeBob only for a couple of businessmen paying big bucks, like from $500 to 1,000 to 100,000 to 1,000,000. Like, yeah, like that's why I kind of got that from saying like that's worth $1 million part. But to the kettle chips man like's case, he thinks that $1 million Bayley really is worth $1 million, and WWE doing a terrific job paying her that much a year in her salary. But it's where we got Alexa Bliss try to go for a pin after she hit the big old right hand, which she must have felt like someone that's that certain whale size, like that's used to wrestle in WWE, but now he went to that other company and got a gorilla position job role like with that Anthony dude. But this is where we got this is where we got Alexa Bliss. The knees are right in the mid, taking over her back and try to go back, but Roxanne kicks her in the guts, throws her right into the bottom course, which Alexa Bliss must have got triggered, but she ends up getting hit back first right into the chamber. This is where she starts stomping, and this is where she starts squeezing her right with her foot right into the back of the chamber. This is where she's like, yeah, like this is my shot. This is where she tried to kick her, but this is where her leg got stuck, like which that's the best part of wrestling outside of the ring, inside the chamber, because you could easily get stuck, and then there's nothing that you can do. You can either get you can either get seriously injured with your leg or even your whole body if you can keep dangling and getting your back part getting slammed right into the unforgiving concrete. Even if it does get padded, you still can feel the very painful impact. But this is where we got Alexa Bliss. Then after she took care of Roxy, this is where she went right up in the top rope, right into the bottom right corner side when she tried to go for a crossbody on them. But both $1 million Bayley and the EST Bianca then hits a power slam right onto to what's her name, to Alexa Bliss. Is where then we got but that's where Bayley then going suicide dive after she hit the jawbreaker right drape with Bianca in the right corner draped onto the rope. This is where she about to go for a pin, but this is where Morgan grab onto Bayley, hits her face first right into the pod. This is where then she grab on to the former WWE Women's Champion. This is where she put her right towards the top corner, but this is where she hits her right in that left side of the right. This is where then she start trying to go more, but this is where Bayley then try to turn it to the rose play, which she ends up hitting her face first with. This is where we got Liv Morgan probably did not know what day it was in the week. This is where we got Bayley then bring it back in the ring, but it's where she nearly got eliminated by the former by the former NXT Women's Champion. But this is where we got the role model count out. This is where Roxanne Perez tried to go for a flying head scissors and turn to a crossface with her shouting to tap out, like if she is her Bayley's best friend, which I believe she still does that maneuver. Wait, why am I saying what she does? Still probably does when she actually do that maneuver. She's have a new name for it, but this is where we got Bayley then try to roll out of it, but this is where Roxy then try to go for the crossface. This is where we got but speaking of Bayley's best friend, like Michael Cole mentioned her by name, like that her and Bayley are the first ever women's tag team champions, and the way they did it is by wrestling in the Elimination Chamber 6 years ago, back in 2019, which I remember that match in particular. I watched it. I wish I had a podcast to talk about it, but I remember hearing Simon and the Great One like making a review on that video, but like who knows? Maybe I'll do a retro review, like when I have the time to do it, like to tell you what's my favorite part about it. And that, let's say that's one of my favorites because they were one of my favorite women's tag team at the time. But this is where Here's where Roxanne Perez shouted that she's no longer her role model. And this is where she slams poor Bailey's face in, which I believe that made the Ketty Chips man cry. Like saying, like, oh my sweet love. Hope I don't get tackled, even though he's not. He does not play in a defense position, but he looks like the size. And maybe sometimes that team in the Bay Area like does have him in defense position, copying off the back-to-back Super Bowl Chiefs. But it's like when sometimes they use Kelsey as defense. But it's where then we got Bailey to try to go for a draping maneuver, but it's where we got Roxy then going for a jawbreaker right onto right into the middle ropes is where we got Roxy then stomps on the midsection, go for a triple or if not a double dipping springboard moonsault, but this is where Bailey got the knees up. Smart move from the Role Model. She tried to go for a Rose plant, which wasn't a double whammy because yeah, it was just typical because she didn't file the card for it because she already hit the maneuver on to what's her name to Liv Morgan. Like if you don't have that card, then it's not going to be a double whammy. And yeah, that was the case right here. This is where we got Roxy to try to go for a wheelbarrow, but she ends up getting tossed right into the top corner. It's where Liv Morgan caught her out of nowhere, like to give an RKO run for its money. This is where she gets the 1, 2, 3 to eliminate the Role Model. This is where then she set her eyes on Bianca Belair. This is where she starts stomping on her hands. This is where then she put it on the top rope and try to go for some kind of maneuver off the top, like an avalanche right on top of the pod. Like this is where she hits her face, Bianca face first right onto the plexiglass. Like if they're doing an MMA fight, like how they fight. This is where Bianca Belair started elbowing her. This is where she started hanging for dear life on her ponytail when she was riding to the edge. But Bianca Belair whiplashed her right into her back, and you're like, oh my god! I even had my brother starting to feel the effect. Like with him saying, like dang, like I felt that, and I'm not the one even getting hit. Like that's what he said. Like to me, like when he saw that, like on the replay, this is where we got. It's where Bianca Belair then went right up on top of the pod, hits a diving crossbody, which I believe that's a former comeback. But the reason why she did that because there's 3 women that was right into that corner in the bottom corner, which it featured like both Roxanne and Alexa along with Liv. This is where we got Liv Morgan to try to crawl right back in the ring. This is where fans are chanting, "This is awesome!" And I would say, like, if you tell me this is it's getting at least the silver trophy, I would say definitely, if not the platinum trophy, because it was just perfectly executed. Well, I'll say the same goes to the men's elimination chamber when it comes to the match perspective, but like. I'm just gonna get to that later. But let's just say I got like 3 out of 4 right on who's gonna win, like onto the road to WrestleMania. But this is where we got Bianca Belair start going for pins. First she did went to Roxanne when she hit that maneuver onto her, but this is where she went to what's her name to Liv Morgan, but she ends up kicking out of it as well. This is where we got the former WWE Women's Champion and speared what's her name. Alexa Bliss right to the bottom right corner side. Here's where she ends up putting on the top rope, trying to put on to do an avalanche maneuver. But it's where once she tried to go for the avalanche suplex, both Perez and Morgan caught her right underneath with a double power bomb, which was the Tower of Doom maneuver, which all the women were very we're in too much pain. This is when they started doing an instant replay of it, like showing them getting whiplash right into her back. This is where we got. This is where we got what's her name? This is where Bianca Belair then go right. This is where we got Roxanne Perez caught Bianca Belair right when she was not expecting her. This is where she hits her shoulder first right into the bottom corner inside of the ring post. Roxanne Perez hit over a roundhouse kick. This is where she tried to go for pop rocks, but she ends up getting cold breaker by what's her name? Liv Morgan or the watch breaker, whatever she calls it. Alexa Bliss then hits the twisted bliss to follow that up when she was in the upper left side. Hit the 1, 2, 3 winner, and she gets the elimination onto Roxanne Perez. Is where we got Liv Morgan. This is where we got what's her name? Alexa Bliss, like, who I'm gonna be pinning right here. This is where she's like, first I got Liv, and then I got Bianca. This is where she started going for kicks right into the midsection onto the EST and the the former women's world champion, current women's tag team champion. It's where Bianca Belair going for a wrist lock into a KOD when they're going for a wrestling tennis. But it's where Alexa Bliss caught onto Alexa's head. I mean, onto Liv's head with the flying head scissors where she tripped over Bianca Belair. This is where we got Alexa Bliss start stomping onto the EST. This is where she start stomping onto her face, punishing the poor EST until we got and we got Liv Morgan and flips right over. Is where she then go for a suplex onto Bianca Belair, but not just one suplex, and not just any suplex in generic fashion, but with the Latino heat in it with the Three Amigos. Well, even though she got all three of them right, I just think that there's another particular female wrestler that does it better. But anyways, is where we got are doing a little shimmy, and then this is where then I was like, yeah, still like they do it better, like just like how SNA is more better looking when it comes to him having the mullet than Dirty Dominic does. But anyways, it's where we got Liv Morgan going for a middle drop kick onto Bianca Belair. This is where she like it's going around and around and around. This is where Liv Morgan try to go for Oblivion, but this is where Alexa Bliss caught her in the interception, hits her with the Sister Abigail DDT or the Abigail DDT, like my boy Simon calls it. But this is where we got Liv Morgan trying to go for a roll up, but this is where we got uh uh Liv Morgan only got a 2.3 count, but Bianca Belair caught her in the middle of it with a KOD, kiss of death. That's where she but ended up getting countered by Liv Morgan trying to go for a back to belly maneuver, but Bianca Belair going for a wheelbarrow pin. This is where we got Bianca Belair trying to go for a pin that way, but it's where she gets pushed right off in the kick out of 2.1. Alexa Bliss caught her, hits the Sister Abigail DDT, which wasn't guaranteed because if it didn't work the first time, it's going to be second time. But this is where we got, what's your name, flip her right over into that, what's that, like, with her hand, like in arms, like holding on to the legs of Alexa Bliss, like in the fronter part, like do the flip over pin while holding on to Bianca's braid to get the 1, 2, 3 to eliminate Alexa Bliss. And this is where Alexa Bliss gave her that stare, which it has me have a feeling like maybe this tag team match between her and Nikki Cross against Liv Morgan and Raquel is going to be happening, which I sure hope that's the case. And who do you think is going to be winning if this does comes to reality? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got Liv Morgan thought it's going to be an easy win since Bianca Belair got Sister Abigail DDT by Alexa Bliss. This is where she got a quick surprise when Bianca Belair kicks out at the final second of 2.9999999999999 double 0.1 away from being 3. And where Liv Morgan was wondering like what she has to do to put her away for good is where she did drape her right into the bottom corner. This is where she hit her face first. Started using her like a paddle ball, like by with Bianca Belair being the ball of the paddle. And this is where she started pushing her right to and she hits the chamber. This is where she was doing it like by pulling onto her hair like if she's the paddle ball string. This is where she pulls her back when she was done, like she's a little banshee. This is where did you try to go for a pin, but this is where we got Belair kicked out of it at 2 point. What was it? 7. This is where Liv Morgan like, that should have been 3. Like that should have been 3. This shouldn't have been 2.5, like a generic quarterback would call. This is where we got Bianca Belair then caught her like when she was trying to go for trying to run up to her, but Bianca Belair caught her with a spear. I was like, when was the last time Bianca Belair hit that maneuver? Like it's been probably since like her NXT days, if not like her early days when she was called up to the main roster, like or maybe even like a little bit right after that, like a couple years. This is where Bianca Belair's like, you gotta be kidding me. This is where Bianca Belair's like, okay, like no matter like I still got like the advantage, and technically she did. Like and this is where Bianca Belair started using it like in the torture rack by going for a power bomb, which is where she tried to go for a fake, like power bomb face button maneuver, which is where this is where we got the most non-PG, one of the most non-PG moments. Like, well, we got a couple of them, but this is where we saw one of them because we got Bianca Belair started pulling onto her the front part of her tights, which revealed like some some of her stuff that are private that nobody shouldn't see, which hopefully in replays they censor out the private parts out. Like this is where we got Bianca Belair then swing onto to her on her with the chamber and the cage, which that was which I was like, which I believe everybody's gonna point out, whether if it's just for the fact that we got a couple of non-PG moments. Well, when it comes to revealing and swearing. But anyways, this is where we got Bianca Belair eventually got her back in the ring. Luckily, they fixed that, so no more wardrobe malfunctions happen, especially for these gals. Like in particular, just where we got Belair then going for 450. Liv Morgan gets the knees up right to the mid-stage where she holds on the left side. Big mistake almost, but luckily Bianca Belair refixed her mistake. Just was trying to go for a KOD, but this is where we got Liv Morgan countered out of it by flipping out of it, which I don't know how she did that. This is where she goes for a face breaker, which is her signature, of course. It was trying to go for again, but I believe she was double cursed onto Bianca Belair's case. This is where she intercepted her. This is where she hits her guaranteed KOD because she'd been waiting far long, but she finally got the guaranteed onto Liv Morgan to get the 1, 2, 3 to win the whole Elimination Chamber. She's going to WrestleMania to face either Rhea Ripley or Sky. That's where she was announced the winner, and a big congratulations, which I know assassinators like I lack on to give congratulations to winners. Like for my podcast videos, like I don't do much of these. Like I barely do it on occasionally on pay-per-views. But yeah, happy for the EST, like the finally get her moment of going for singles gold, which I believe everybody got their wish. Even my own mom is wishing for her to win championship gold again. Which yeah, she was like, yeah, it's very great. And once she got up on the stage, is where we saw somebody snuck from behind. And once the Bianca Belair realized who it was, which it was none other than the current women's world champion herself, Rhea Ripley. And this is where they went face to face, just teasing like what could be, like if she retains against Io Sky. Speaking of the genius of the Sky, this is where she came out. She was right in the middle, kind of teasing other things, like in case if things don't go through. And I have a proposition for WWE on their Monday Night Raw show. Like maybe they should maybe they should do like a finish like where none of the women do win. Perhaps it could be a draw, like with both women pinning each other at the same time with the shoulders are down, with the referee counting the pin. Or we can see both women getting double counted out with them getting into a personal brawl, like they're going to continue even like going backstage, and then this is where we can see Adam Pearce will make the announcement, like since he didn't win and it wasn't really like a fair fight, like in a way, like how the match ended in that perspective. Like, how about we do like Bianca Belair will challenge the women's world champion, Rhea Ripley, but with Sky being at it, like which they're gonna compete against as well, making this a triple threat match. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell. I'm not. This is a little this is some little suggestions, not like nothing that I'm trying to force WWE of doing, but like if it's not already in the plan in their creative book, but just trying to throw up some creative ideas like that's very I'll say creative, like that would make sense in story, but like she'll probably be the middle woman like into the situation between her former tag team partners, Jay Cargill and Naomi, that fell out on tonight's Elimination Chamber with Jay Cargill immediately attacking her, which Naomi could be the attacker of Jay Cargill, because if it's not Liv Morgan, it has to be. But moving on, we got the next match, which was the women's tag team match between Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, taking on the Irresistible Force, Nia Jax, and the Poison Pixie, Candice LeRae. But it's where before we got that, is where we got Nave, like the Grammy nominated rapper and a single and songwriter, Mr. Nave, like NAV, is where or Nav, not Nave, Nav. But it's where like after they show him in attendance is where we got Trish Stratus, like the last time she wrestled in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is her hometown, was for a women's championship. Well, I'll say maybe like the last time, like when it comes to of being in in-ring action, like in singles action. I don't know, or something like that. I don't know, or as a full timer, like she beat Lita like in a one-on-one women's title match, which he made Lita tap out with the sharpshooter to give the Toronto fans a treat back, like how many years ago? 19 years ago. Like the send the crowd home happy with the sharpshooter, like of a women's championship, I mean, or any heavyweight related championship that following have a Canadian win, like with that maneuver in particular, which may like I'm thinking like what could have been if Bret Hart did win his hometown and then drop the title just the following night, which that's what he planned on doing. But enough of the talking about the negatives. Like we're talking about the positive, about what this rivalry started with Tiffany Stratton going at it with her former ally Nia Jax and and Nia's new ally Candice LeRae, with her saying that she now I think she was I was hurtful. Like no, it was basically the other way around, and that what happened to be. This really showed like on that episode in particular on SmackDown a few weeks ago, where she helped out Tiffany Stratton fight off Candice and Nia, and this is where after they got beaten up by the heels, this is where it's like, how about we go out there and team like two blondies, like join forces to take down the forces of the irresistible evil or something like that. Is where the show they would keep getting squashed by the irresistible one, but that didn't stop them. Like when they fought them off last night, but this is where they're finally gonna get their full. They're gonna get their full justice onto the heels. But this is where we got the match started immediately after the vignette. This is where we got the match started with Tiffy, was it? I believe it was with Tiffy and Candice or something like that. It was something like that. Yeah, this is where we got no, it was Trish Stratus and Candice LeRae. This is where she jumped right on top of her, like if she was a female Stone Cold Steve Austin, just let her have a dilute ass press. We got a sneak attack when Nia Jax come in trying to attack Trish Stratus, where she started licking her hands like she's about to chop. This is where Tiffany Stratton then had a better idea to how about the double drop kicker, which was a successful one because they ended up knocking out the irresistible one right into the left side. Is where we got Trish Stratus and picks up Candice LeRae, hit the swinging neck breaker onto the Poison Pixie. She only got like a 2-point like 6 count, I believe. This is where the Trish Stratus gets back first right into the left corner. This is where Tiffany Stratton go for a crossbody, which it was successful, but only like the Nia was still standing. You were trying to bring her down by getting her some punches, which I'm not sure if that's going to do it. But this is where we got Candice hits a cross drop kick onto the former NXT Women's Champion and current WWE Women's Champion. This is where she gets Irish whip right back in the ring by Candice. This is where she started hitting some elbow drop right to the back of the above Barbie. This is where she sends her right to the bottom right corner side. This is where she tags in Nia Jax over a wrist lock and Irish whip right to the right. This is where she ends up getting thrown right in the Nia's corner in the bottom right, hitting the leg, dropping the process. This is where she was like, yeah, like I'm the one. And this is where she's like, the one, the number one, and the only one attraction, the only one that's the attraction fans like, or the only one harassment. Like you're the number one when it comes to harassment. This is where the Nia Jax like, oh whatever. This is where she started pushing the Tiffy one. This is where then start kneeing her right into the back of her head. This is where she started try to go for what's that called a Cobra clutch. I believe that's what it's called. This is where Tiffany Stratton ends up hitting a jawbreaker, stun her. This is where she goes right to the bottom right corner side. This is where Nia Jax tried to attack her, but she ends up getting booted right into the face. But once she elbowed Candice right to the side, she gets splattered by Nia. This is where Nia like, who wants to see me go up on top and drove down like to hit the Annihilator. Luckily, this is where Wade Barrett said the most genius line, and that was, "It's squashing time." And then this is where he trips her. She trips Nia Jax face first right onto the canvas. This is where she started crawling on to Trish's corner. She tags in the Stratusfire. This is where then she started hitting some right hands to the face of the irresistible force. That's where Trish Stratus started giving her fight of the comeback, started going for a knife edge chop, and then she even laid her hand on the last chop, which I believe the fans were wooing, which I was out saying, like, don't tell me like that Shaw Flair's going to turn into a female Gunther for seeing this. But when she hit the big old stinging chop, like, which if Shaw does, she gets her the #1 spot. But even though she already wrestled her, but she probably will put her back out of her misery like she did 6 years ago. Like they ever encounter each other, but it's where we got Trish Stratus went to the left side, but it's where she ended up getting caught into a sidewalk slam situation. But Trish Stratus turned into a surfboard and flipping DDT kind of maneuver. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but Nia still kicked out at 2.8 or 1.8 actually. Anyway, we got Candice LeRae trying to come in and help her partner, but she ends up getting spine buster after Trish Stratus duck out for clothesline. Then she kicks Nia Jax in the midsection, try to hit her with the #1 bulldog or something like that. Springboard right to the top corner side, like the good old days, like of watching her back in the day as young as we were. This is where Nia Jax hits a back suplex right onto the middle of the ring. This is where she tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got Trish Stratus then kicks out at what was it 2.7 was it? This is where Nia Jax is like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding me!" And I was like, "Hopefully this is a teaser that we could see a dream match between the Irresistible Force and the Master of Stratusfaction." This is where we got Nia Jax picks up Trish. This is where then she start grabbing onto her, start pulling on it. So like, this is your little hometown superhero. Like I like to see you like put me down to justice and make and have me pay the crimes that I'm committing. Like woe is me. Like I'm intimidated. Where she started taunting and sarcastically saying all this stuff by doing like a reverse waist lock hybrid of a bear hug. Like because she's probably like just like an inch wider than a bear is. Like hopefully that don't sound offensive. Hopefully, I'm saying like when it comes to her big size, like with her being intimidating. But this is where she picks up the former 7-time WWE Women's Champion. This is where she drags her right onto the rope. This is where she lifts. And then she hits her with the stretch muffler. This is where she starts bending it. This is where she ends up getting tagged by Candice LeRae. This is where the poison pixie then went right to the left side. Then she go to and the knee strike right into that face. This is where she tried to go for a pin. This is where the referee goes for 1, 2. This is where then she goes. And where she goes for a kick out. This is where we got Candice LeRae going for a sleeper. This is where she hits her face first right onto the canvas. Is where there's repeatedly hitting. Right, this is where Candice LeRae then tagged Nia Jax, where she started hitting her with a torture rack again, and her head first right into the turnbuckle in the middle. This is where Candice went to the left side, hits the middle drop kick. This is where then we got what's her name? Candice LeRae to start going for what they call a crossface maneuver. But this is where we got Candice LeRae start going for a Kimura lock. But this is where we got what's her name? Trish Stratus started attacking, but this is where she gets pushed right to the ground. Candice going for a pin. But this is where then we got Trish Stratus kicks out of it. This is where we got Candice LeRae look annoyed. This is where we got Candice LeRae to try to go for a suplex or what was it? This is where she ends up hitting it onto Trish. This is where then you go for a pin. This is where we got what's her name? Tristan goes for a right shoulder up for a kick out. This is where then she try to go for a sleeper hold. This is where we got her dragging her into the bottom right corner side. This is where Nia Jax tagged herself in the match. This is where we got Nia Jax look like about to hit the Annihilator yet again. Like, and this is where fans start chanting, "We want Tiffy." This is where Nia Jax goes for a running hip attack onto the Stratusfire. Then start hitting the stink face. But luckily Trish Stratus turned her head back, like turn turn her head like back first, where Nia Jackson's backside is, so she won't hit her cousin's signature move, the stink face. Like if she's like a female, well, she kind of does look like a female version of Rikishi. If you look at her appearance and her face, like yeah, doesn't she not look like a female Rikishi? Like let's be honest, but I feel bad for Trisha's back of her head, like, and I'm gonna feel bad for her family. Like, hopefully that she washes her hair after taking it, even though it wasn't with her bare backside, but still, you never know, like if it stained her gear, like from doing the stink face or whatnot. This is where we got the what's her name? Candice LeRae start going for double foot stomp onto the Stratus fighters, where Trish Stratus start fighting back with some right forearm strikes right into the head. That's where we got uh this is where Candice LeRae then fall back, kick her right in the gut, stomping on her right to the bottom right side. Then Candice LeRae hit the big old right hand to the head of Tiffy. This is where then she went running to the bottom right, but this is where we got Trish Stratus and grab onto her hand while Candice did the same with Trish. This is where they hit each other face first right onto the canvas. This is where we got Tiffany Stratton finally got back on her feet from the apron. This is where we got the over baby face, then try to ask for a tag to Trish. This is where Trish Stratus tags in Tiffany Stratton. This is where Pat McAfee shout out, "It's Tiffy time!" Like, yeah, and it was definitely Tiffy time indeed with her comeback, like with her going for clotheslines and then this is where that she ducks out of Candice's clothes. This is where she has a big old shoulder tackle, like a runaway female train, I guess you could call it. This is where then we got Tiffy then going for a cartwheel backflip into an elbow drop. This is where Nia Jax tried to distract her, but she gets immediately form strike by the super Tiffy. But that was coming for revenge for the two heels. This is where she flips right. This is where she flipped Candice away when she was talking trash, yeah, like that doesn't mean like yeah, you may have got me down for now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna last for long. Just where Tiffany's like, oh, really? Like, I see, like, trying to get back up from this, which he flipped her right up, like after slamming her down with a down. But this time she slammed her with an Alabama slam. But this is where Nia Jax tried to come in, but this is where Tiffany Stratton picks her up, hits her with a big super spine buster, like if she's a female Batista, but she may be buff, but I was not expecting her to be that buff. But this is where we got this is where Tiffany Stratton did a double stomp. Then she tried to go for a pin, but this is where Candice LeRae then kicks out, almost having her at 2 point. What was it? Like 2.7 though, but this is where Tiffany Stratton like, that's fine with me. Like that was just a signature what she just did right there. But this is where she tried to go for the prettiest moonsault. This is where we got what's her name? This is where we got Candice LeRae pushes her right off. Luckily, she fell right back, which that was Candice's purpose, like for two reasons. One, so she can get in the offense side in the ring, like and win immediately easier. And secondly, because they're trained professionals and they don't want nobody to really get injured. Like, well, I just gave away a little bit of a secret, but they're not gonna luckily they're not gonna scold me. And for me to say that, like we all know that, like from that standpoint. Even though you're still getting hurt in a way because there's a limit of hits that you're going to be taking into matches like this. Were Nia Jax go for a leg drop, but but Tiffy kicked out of it at 2.8 was it? This is where we got Trish Stratus was breathing a sigh of relief. This is where the Trish was believing into her teammate. That was a big fan of hers when she was in her prime. Is when her time as women's champion. This is where Tiffany Stratton flip right out of it, pushes Nia right into her partner Candice. This is where she hits her with a big old tremendous suplex, which is now probably the second most incredible thing that Tiffany ever done to Nia or any women's wrestler did to the Irresistible Force. I don't think even Jay Cargill picked her up like this, especially when it comes like spine busters. Like she may have body slammed her once, but that's about it. But we haven't seen nobody pick her up like and hitting generic general like wrestling maneuvers. But that's where we got Candice LeRae to stop the Trish Stratus making a comeback by hitting the avalanche maneuver, but it's when she gets kicked right off. But it's where she came to an avalanche flip Hurricane Rana right onto the Poison Pixie. This is where we got Trish Stratus tried to go for a pin, but Nia Jax break things up, meddling with the Stratus fire. But this is where we got Stratton then try to go for an attack, but this is where he try to help out, or part of Strat is, but this is where Stratton then he gets immediately booted right into the face. He gets it right towards the left side. Guy then ends up tagging it. Tagging, what's her name? Tagging in, from Kansas Way tag. They were nice. I try to go for a mid roll maneuver, but ends up this is a twist stride and go for a kick right to the face. This is where we got. This is where we got. This is where we got twist stride and him. Super. This is where she is the super Avalanche satisfaction. But this is where we got. This is where we got the Candice White that hits her standing springboard lion salt right on to Trish Stratus. Is where we got. And our Stratus like, oh my god, like why would you do that for? Which we all know why Candice do that because he was trying to help her partner out, like because in kayfabe they do not want them to win, but this is where we got Tiffany Stratton who flips over Candice LeRae right to the left side. This is where we got Tiffany Stratton hits the prettiest moonsault by going to the bottom left side, hits that moonsault to get the 1-2-3 that way, but they finally got their moment, and I'm very happy for these women, which they're going to get. They're probably going to just get just a size, a medium size. Congratulations for your boy Super Ninja Austin. And I'll say the match was well received, which I would say give it. I would say. I would say give it about the. It was really good, like to the point of. I'll say get a bronze trophy because it's just the other matches were just at number 1, 2, and 3 in the silver, bronze, and golden trophy. But this is where we got the other silver trophy, which probably tied in the women's elimination chamber match, which was the unsanctioned match, like which we're gonna get into up next. Like, but yeah, like this was a very incredible night, like with plenty of amazing matches and moments and segments and whatnot that's been featured on the show. But this is where we got. But it's really showed like plenty of dangerous. Speaking of moments, we got a very dangerous one on LFG, which is going to be aired like on A&E, like I believe tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Which they advertised, which it did a very dangerous spot, like where one trainee did a reverse Alabama slam so hard to the point that the that the that the other trainee had to get serious medical attentions, but. What else happened? It was but if I get the what happened next, it was but yeah, this is where we got some plenty of other celebrities that were in attendance, like which were mostly from Netflix. Like, I mean, they're recognized from their roles like in very famous TV series and movies. But yeah, which there was a couple that was in attendance on Smack, and like from one especially that reality TV show, like, yeah, as well. That's on the tip of my tongue right now, but yeah, this is where we got the unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And when they said unsanctioned, they totally like followed through like with the contest, which both Sammy and Kevin Owens did not hold back. They did every move you can name. They did it right here on tonight's contest. But this is where we got Sami Zayn and exactly what he's gonna do, which so yeah, when Alicia Taylor made the announcement, they did let her know like WWE won't be responsible for any damages that occurs, which I think that's probably in kayfabe, of course that is. But in secretly in reality, maybe it could be like something totally different if I got my cards right or playing my cards right. Well, what happened is where we saw him went around the back. I mean, out in the audience. This is where we saw him in the ring. They're doing pretty extreme stuff. This is where we saw like them got extreme, like with each other hitting, like hitting one another with the likes of what they called out on the announce tables and what they called and what's that brilliant the ring post and other things. But what happened there? What else happened? I'm trying to think in particular. But yeah, like this is where we even saw like putting extreme like spots like with Sami Zayn just completely just manhandling Kevin Owens with the barbed wire steel chair, just whacking him back right in the back and maybe the side of his face, which I was surprised Kevin Owens wasn't really badly cut. This is where we got but somehow Kevin Owens then got back on top, like and then just completely annihilate the former NXT champ. Before I get that, we also saw like maybe a big argument with Simon Miller and what's his name, Sami Zayn. But earlier, like with Sami Zayn hitting the Blue Thunder bomb, like trying to prove a point, like this is gonna work, like and especially when he's laying it right between two setup tape chairs. I mean, this is where then this is where we got this is where we saw that and Sami Zayn almost got the win right there, but this was only just a 2.999 double triple nine minus 0.1 away from being three. This is where we got Sami Zayn and try to go for set up a table. This is where he tried to go like an avalanche suplex. But the thing is, like Kevin Owens, like cannot be suplexed. It's a proven fact. Like 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna be easily be suplexed, even if he was almost successfully done it. Which some say he only got suplexed once, like off the top rope. Like he never gotten suplexed ever again. Edward, his streak remains alive because once we got what's his name got the two up the top rope is where Kevin Owens turned it into a diving corkscrew tables turning suplex right on the Sami Zayn right to that table. This is where we got the prize fighter himself that went a little bit too far. This is where we got after hitting a stunner, like yeah, it looked like you go win right away, right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But no, he decided to take a page out of his own playbook from like 11 years ago. Like, and this is where he got him right to the bottom corner side. He's hitting him with not one, but two pop-up power bombs out of nowhere, like just whacking him back first right onto right onto the apron with the even though the producers told him to stop, like even though they can't do nothing about it, but the best thing to do is to be the voice of reasoning before he takes out a he takes out like a barely hanging life. This is where we got. This is where we got Kevin Owens. As soon as he got him in the ring, this is where it looked like Sami Zayn was nearly dead at this point. This is where we got uh, Kevin Owens go for a cover. This is where he gets the 1, 2, 3 because of him just uh, brutally massacring the poor former Intercontinental Champion, and then this is where this commentator like, oh my god, what has Kevin done to Sammy? Like his career might be definitely over. Like and it's like what about the support like for his family? Even if he does survive from all this pain. But that's where we got the referees and the securities, which was smart move from the of WWE doing so there won't be no regrets like around what Kevin Owens just did right here. But this is where then this is where they convinced him. Like at first he was not really ready. Like he was about to do more damages to Sammy, but this is where he's like, all right, I'm going. Pretending that he's going to be heading his merry way over and get free. This is where the referees thought they accomplished something of preventing a more dangerous situation. Kevin Owens ends up going back to comes back to the ring. This is where we're about to hit the package power driver. But the next thing you know, you will not believe like who was coming out to save him. Which, like, I was like, why does WWE do this? Wait until the last minute for this stuff, and not like directly when the match is happening. This would have been even more a bit better. Nothing against what we saw right tonight. Like it was exactly how we predicted it to be, but that ended up happening afterwards. And besides, like Sami Zayn did not win the unsanctioned match. It was rather than much rather like with Kevin Owens winning, like with him nearly getting the KO finish. But then again, it's unsanctioned, so there's nothing that anybody can do about it. Even if anybody wanted to, this is where we got. Anyway, Kevin Owens couldn't couldn't believe that couldn't believe that we saw the return of Randy Orton. This is where we heard his music. I hear voices, am I? And then he didn't waste no time after he made a slow entrance. Kind of sounded like but this is where we got what's his name? Randy Orton then was about to hit him with a chair and whack him like uncontrollably. This is where Randy Orton thought of a better idea. This is where then he remembered that he had that one finishing maneuver that WWE kind of banned for a little while, but he did have the permission to use it every once in a while. And it was like it was about to be one of those occasions when he does use the maneuver, which is the most I'll say probably one of the most I'll say barely to survive maneuvers in all the pro wrestling. That's the punt kick. And that's where he was about to hit it and you got the opportunity. But somehow, some way, there's gonna be something gonna prevent him from hitting the punt kicks. Well, last time, you know when the last time he did hit a punt kick was all the way back from 2020, which that was like 5 years ago. How come they couldn't allow him to do? But somehow, like for some weird reason, Sean Davari and what's his name, Shane Helms, and what's his name, and who else is on? That was bring it up. Guy, who was it? It was Kenny Dykstra. Yeah, I was you imbeciles. Like, why did you have to? Like, why you had to stop Randy Orton from doing that maneuver? Like, it's been long missed, and and it should be used. And I was like, hopefully it'll be used at WrestleMania. But because what if Randy Orton have his very own unsanctioned match against KO? Like, and even though as much as I like to see the prize fighter taking on his own best friend at the showcase event, just made this feud more like it has made it like I'm not sure if it's anything that's pointful like about this or this show, but but let me know down in the comment section right down below. And if you do think if Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are in the direction, what do you think that Sami Zayn's going to be doing? You think it's going to be a little program with carrying cross? And he's going to make him into his next victim of being a heel and maybe even realign with KO. And if I understand why they're which will probably be the best decision ever if they do go that direction. But next up, we're going to go to the final, last but not least, men's elimination chamber match, which I would say is not just going to get the golden trophy of the night. It's going to get the platinum trophy next to the women's elimination chamber match. But it's where we got. It's where we got all the wrestlers like Drew McIntyre. Was it Drew McIntyre? Oh no, it was CM Punk, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and John Cena. This is where we got Drew McIntyre and what's his name and Seth Rollins that came out. Is where here's where we got. But once Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre got in the ring, this is where the first person he went to in the pod was none other than the Chick Magnet himself, saying like, once you get in this ring, I'm coming after you. I forgot what you done to me at Elimination at Bad Blood at Hell in a Cell last year. And this is where he did the pose right in front of Logan Paul. This is where we got him taking the kill off. This is where but yeah, neat was to say we got Seth freaking Rollins taking on the Drew McIntyre. It's where the Seth Rollins gonna go for right hands, but we got Drew McIntyre caught him, hit the spine buster right to the bottom right corner side, hit the clothesline, hit the knife edge chop, and did some elbow drop strikes right into the face. And they were right up in the exact same corner of the upper right corner side. But that's where we got. That's where Seth Rollins took his head out of the gutters. This is where Seth Rollins tried to go for a crossbody. This is where he ends up getting flipped right over right into the right corner side. This is where Seth Rollins like, my back. Like, I have horrible back issues. Which that was a perfect target for Drew McIntyre to get into. This is where Drew McIntyre pushes Seth Rollins back first and hurting his spine in the long run right into the steel structure, right to the left side, right into the right into the. But we got Drew McIntyre shoving his face right into the chain link onto the chamber. This is where Pat McAfee said the most genius line, saying this is horrible. And that's where they showed. And that's where they start talking about the attack of Naomi onto Jay Cargill, which Naomi could possibly potentially be the attacker. Speaking of returns, we saw the return of Randy Orton and Jay Cargill from their respective injuries, and they went to the respective I'll say, I guess you could say to their respective to their respective wrestler to attack them earlier on the show, but it's where we got. Anyway, That's where we got This is where we got Seth Rollins then count out Drew McIntyre's Irish whip, but hitting the face first right into the upper right corner side, which did tilt CM Punk. This is where then he hit. This is where Damian Priest then started hitting the chamber right from the outside, right into the right onto it. This is where the CM Punk like, oh, I want to do more like onto the plexiglass. Like, try me. This is where the Drew McIntyre like, oh, I will try you. Like, but not like. Here we go. We got Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre got back in the ring. This is where we got Seth Rollins then throws Drew right back in the ring. This is where we got Seth Rollins go for a springboard knee strike. This is where we got. But this is where we got Seth Rollins to try to go for what they call a knee strike after for a pin. But this is where he got unfilled a pin attempt from at 2.4. This is where he's like he just don't want to give up, can he? And this is where then he starts sliding. This is where he try to throw him right to the bottom left side. This is where we got Drew McIntyre counter. But then Drew McIntyre like, all right, like I'm back in the game. This is where he grabbed on the Seth Rollins. This is where Drew McIntyre like, hey, Stats, like how's your back going? Like giving a wink, wink, nudge, nudge of a like if Drew McIntyre and this is what we got. This is what we got. What the Drew McIntyre throws F Rollins right to the left side, where he kicks Drew kick right to the face. And then there's Drew McIntyre to try to go for a catapult. This is where he's like, again, too. That's where we got Drew, Seth Rollins right to the Pat's point. That's what Michael called that bottom corner ring turnbuckle. This is where he goes Claymore. This is where we got to see who was number. You got to see who was number 4, which would end up being who was it? Damian Priest. Yeah. It running the Archer of Infamy and the Scottish Warrior were face to face with each other. This is where we got both Priest and Drew McIntyre is right there going for punch right in the gut, then follow that up with a knife edge chop. But ends up getting hand slapped right to the chest by the Scottish Warrior. This is where he started them leg swiping kick. This is where he hits a big old forearm, putting plenty of air. But this is where we got. Damian Priest started going beast mode by going for clotheslines onto the likes of Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It's ready to try to grab on the Seth Rollins, going for the Razor Edge, paying homage to his idol Scott Hall with a pretty cool line from Pat McAfee saying, "Hey yo," which is Scott Hall's catchphrase, of course. This is where then we got. But this is where we got. But this is where we got Damian Priest is like, "Oh, you." Like, do you want me to do more damages onto this man to CM Punk? CM Punk, like, yeah, go ahead. Like, we can worry about each other later. This is where we got Drew McIntyre duck out of a clothesline from Damian. This is where he's the swinging neck breaker, goes for a kip up. This is where we got Drew McIntyre going for a kip up. This is where we got Drew McIntyre getting ready to go for Claymore. This is where we're like, how about just hit them with the maneuver? This is where.
The party is starting right now. It started. So you better hurry.
But that's where Seth Rollins got thrown by Drew McIntyre right to Damian Priest, which he knew he hit the stuff of heaven. This is where Seth Rollins counted out of it. This is where we got Drew McIntyre.
Hands up. Julian, you didn't go to the party.
This is where we got Drew McIntyre going for a powerbomb. This is where we got Drew McIntyre tried to go for a pin, but Seth Rollins still kicked out at 2.2, was it? This is where the
4, 3, 2,
this is where we got Drew McIntyre. Okay, you better hit him with
no more.
go for Claymore. This is where we got
No more.
yes, more. This is where we got Drew McIntyre going for a suplex. This is where we got the Avalanche. This is where we got Damian Priest getting tripped him right over. Trey, you stop. This is where Damian Priest didn't go for a tree of woe position. This is where we got Damian Priest and this is where we're about to go over foot stomp. This is where Seth Rollins going for a suplex off the top rope because he's not Kevin Owens. This is where Drew McIntyre flip right back from the tree of woe position, hits a German suplex on him along the way. They hit a suplex-ish version of the Tower of Doom. This is where we got see who was number 5, which was the Maverick himself, Logan Paul, like number 5, which the fans were hoping it was to be John Cena. This is where then Logan Paul, like, yeah, like I'm the man that you're gonna be seeing. This is where Logan Paul just springboard crossbody, like if Drew McIntyre's Ricky the Dicky, which he's the complete opposite. He's not an athletic, bald, tan Dicky, I guess you could call him. But it's where then we got what's his name? Logan Paul didn't go for a standing moonsault. And yeah, I know Ricky the Dickie's in the other company, and I'm not sure why I can talk about him right now, but this is where we got Logan Paul to start hitting some punches right, left, right. This is where then he hits him with some the big stroking punches, like if he's like doing his boxing, like him and his brother normally do. On the side is where we got Logan Paul going for a fisherman suplex. Is where we got him going for a pin. This is where Seth Rollins get the right shoulder up. This is where we got what's his name? Logan Paul was like, yeah, like it's me, the social media sensation. This is where he took off his headband. You know, we talk about last night when he called him an irrelevant world champion, like claiming that he's not the answer of WWE's prayers. It's actually him. Like, it's where Damian Priest had a little flashback about it. Hits a cymbal slap right into the head. This is where he slapped right into the head. This is where we got Damian Priest clotheslining him on the outside, right into the bottom corner. Then we got the Archer of Infamy that throws him right into it's where he throws him right into the chambers. What they call it? Inside to the chamber pod. This is where he started hitting him repeatedly right into the face. This is where we got. It's where he hits a big old right elbow punches right into the face. This is where he knees him right into the face. This is where then he start going to the chamber. This is where then we got what's his name? Drew McIntyre stops him. It's where he throws him face first, but it's where he grabs onto the rope. He elbows him right to the midsection. Then he threw the Scotsman right into the face, right onto the chamber. This is where you got Damian Priest went right onto the middle ropes. This is where he went right to the top rope, grab onto his arm, walking right to the rope. And this is where fans start chanting, that's where the fans start chanting, "You're not the Undertaker." Sounds like your boy SNA when we see somebody doing a tombstone pile driver, especially that guy that claims he controls the weather, which I start shouting when he does the pile drive move, that he's not the Undertaker, which the fans start saying that to him, which sounds like my sister. It sounds like a certain, wrestler, which I'm not sure if I should mention them by name because they are in that other company. But it's where we got Damian Priest, then turn around, gets hit with a big old lucky right by Logan Paul. Logan Paul then also followed that up with a big sideways gut wrench suplex maneuver. They're like, whoa, that's what I'm talking about. This is where the Maverick went right back in the ring. This is where dude's like, so we meet again, Seth, but this time it's inside the chamber that everybody calls it the Devil's Playground. That's where he try to hit the one lucky strike, but Seth Rollins learned from the past from a couple of years ago. Hits him with a super kick. That's where it was like about to eliminate him immediately out of the ring, but he still stayed alive. That's where we got Seth Rollins like, oh, darn it. I was just hoping that was going to be the case. But that's where we got to count down because the 5-minute mark was run out. This is where we got 16-time world champion Seth Johns, just delivering AAs to the likes of Seth Rollins and Damian Priest, following up with some shoulder blocks, and he hits the 5 moves of doom back suplex right onto Logan Paul, but hit the 5 knuckle shuffle on him like you can't see me. This is where then John Cena did the same to Logan Paul, if I'm not mistaken. He lifted him up like he did to Damian and what's his name, Seth Rollins. But Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere, hits his finisher, the Claymore kick, like boom, right to the face. This is where we got. That's where the Damian Priest flips him right out of nowhere with the crucifix pin. Drew McIntyre was shocked. He was like, that did not just happen. This is where I started having nightmares or some wake mares, I guess you could say, because I am wide awake. This is where Drew McIntyre hit the claim. I'm like, no, please don't be a WrestleMania follow-up match, which it doesn't seem like if it's somewhere like a match too in the caliber in WrestleMania. Yes, okay. But this is where Drew McIntyre grown his frustration, but excuse me for a moment. Okay, I'll get your Kit Kat later. You're welcome. Okay. Okay, where's Kachi at? Oh shoot, I'm so scared, bro.
I'm Spider-Man. Spider-Man out here.
Are you?
Save big during the 3-day sale at Hy-Vee this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Boned pork shoulder roast, just $1.88 a pound. DiGiorno, Tombstone, or Jack's Pizza, just $2.99. Dole salad kits, just $2.99. Campbell's soup,
Okay.
just 88 cents. Plus, save on Hy-Vee pork popcorn chowder.
Okay, but anyway, Assassinators, I'm back here. We got Drew McIntyre growing his frustrations. Here's a Claymore right on the Damian Priest. Logan Paul followed that up by frog splashing him right up the right corner side. Immediately eliminates Logan Paul with him not only going to the top rope. At first, he was thinking about, but he ends up changing his mind, going right on the top of the pod. Well, we got and we want to talk about like number 6, the final pick was John Cena's number 5. Another CM Punk with Logan Paul trying to sell some wolf tickets. They were like, how about we get? But CM Punk thought they would hit him right hand right into the face. And you see CM Punk, go for a suplex right into the middle of the concrete floor, like my back. CM Punk got hurt his back in the process. We got CM Punk going for a Shining Wizard knee strike right into the face, which is, of course, that is the signature. And we got CM Punk to hit him right into his back repeatedly, right into the plexiglass is where we got the Second City Saint and bring him down right back into the right side is where we got CM Punk then went face to face with Johnson after he took care of Logan Paul. This is where we all would think about. We all been waiting for this. It's where Michael Cole pointed out they have history. CM Punk and John Cena just have a long history, like whether it feels allies or rivals. Like it's where the Johnson yeah, I guess it's the two of us here still standing, but like there's only one man can go to WrestleMania or see about yeah, that's about to be me. Like I'm sorry, like you're not gonna get I hate to say it, but you're not gonna get your 17th world championship moment. Like moment like at the Mania spot, but this is where Seth Rollins was like, I know, like, and neither is you. And this is where he boots him right in the face, like, not in my dead body, like with him booting him right to the face, start hitting some right hands. Right into the face on the Seth Rollins, John Cena trying to stop him. It's where it's like, no, what is your problem? So Seth Rollins like, you stay out of this scene. Like, let me like I know you've been buds with this guy for over like 15 years, like, but like you don't understand. Like he like talked so much bad things about me, like, and you don't really see that much on WWE, because you're too busy making highlights. Like, but how about like you know what? Like, do me a favor and go back to that, go back to Hollywood and continue making your movies like that. That's what keep you busy, maybe even way more even than The Rock has been lately, like because we've seen a lot more of The Rock here in WWE. Like, so why don't you go be continuing being better like him at that profession? This is where the what you talk about you being a long timer, this is where you try to go for a right hand. This is where the John Cena tried to turn him around, not heeding the warning of Seth Rollins. This is where Seth Rollins tried to go for a pedigree like his mentor Triple H. But this is where John Cena then picks him up in the shoulders, try to go for an attitude adjustment. Seth Rollins go for a right hand. John Cena go for a right hand playing mini wrestling tennis like if it's WWE 2K24. Like when you keep holding on to either X or square on PlayStation or Xbox, you just once you get to that green square, when you go to the blue line, you and if you can make it there, like you're gonna be winning. Start getting the strikes back. And fans start booing Seth Rollins like if he's already a heel. That's where everybody start cheering John Cena because they want him to win. That's where Logan Paul then hits a double Maverick clothesline through the right side. This where Logan Paul, yeah, like I got two former multi-time world champions. This where then he tried to like two down and only one more to go. This where he tried to go for a Maverick lariat on the Punk, with CM Punk turning twisting what they call turn to a what they call a turn arm twisting into a Thank you. You too as well. And good night. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Like I appreciate that. So I hope I didn't ignore anything what you've been saying. Um Oh yeah, I seen them. Like, yeah, I can believe that too. But yeah, anyways, this is where we got CM Punk then going for a wristlock try to go for her, but this is where Logan Paul tried to hit him with a run like he punch out of nowhere. But CM Punk blocked his arm, slapped him across his face, got his justice of cashing his receipt tonight on this Elimination Chamber match. He hits him with the GTS. 1, 2, 3 eliminates Logan Paul. This is where it's like there's three down, only two more to go. And this is where then CM Punk like, okay, like I got you eliminated now. Immediately remove yourself from this chamber and let me continue. This is where Seth Rollins then went face to face with his legitimate arch rival that he calls a bootlicker, which I understand was the reason why he still keep calling him that. Like, that's where CM Punk like, okay, which one of you guys I'm gonna eliminate first? Is where CM Punk like, or you mean which one of you guys that I'm gonna eliminate first? Is where then CM Punk's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying here with some outsmarted responses where this is where Michael Cole's like, yeah, like I think these two are going to be eventually going to be inducted to the Hall of Fame in the foreseeable future. This is where half the fans are chanting, let's go Cena. While the other half chants Cena sucks, which that's a very catchy phrase. This is where Cena and Chick Magnet that went like it looked like they're about to go 2-on-1 on the Seth Rollins, which that's what was the plan. Is where Seth Rollins like, hey, like you really just brainwash Cena and put him into this mess. This is where he tried to go for right hand, but this is where we got. This is where then John Cena then fought right back on him. This is where then Seth Rollins, I mean, I was getting double beaten by Cena and Punk. This is where he started taking curve punches. This is where Cena picks him up into a spine buster position, while Cena Punk in a flying clothesline right onto him. Like with CM Punk bringing him down. This is where they knew that he had back issues more than even that Immortal guy that has his real 100% beer product that's all American, I guess you could call it. This is where John Cena was like, hey, I guess it's time for us to give the fans what they want. This is where And the fans are chanting Cena, and I was like, luckily Patrick Starr's not here, or else you would probably think they're talking about Cena brittle, like because when you say Cena, it's not like say Cena. But anyways, it's where Johnson's like, how about like this is gonna be my last elimination chamber? How about we shake it out? Then CM Punk's like, no, like I don't want to do it. This is where he rejected him, but not because he hated him, but rather he wanted to do something better for him. Then he's like, come here, like this is your last match, and this is where they start embracing like their family members. This is where we got Cena was like, hey, thank you so much. This means a lot. This is where CM Punk is like, okay, let's get the fist ball. This is where they start getting ready to start throwing. Fists were flying like if they're Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Start hitting some fists right back to each other. Like if they're playing some wrestling hockey. This is where they start hitting the form. This is where the fans don't know who to cheer. They start cheering for both men. This is where because they want to see Cena win the 17th World Championship. But on the other hand, they want to see CM Punk finally main event in WrestleMania, something that he's have yet to do. Even though like he been in plenty of WrestleMania, but he haven't closed out the show of shows. That's the thing is, but this is where we got John Cena going for shoulder tackles. This is where shoulder block. This is where he goes for a back suplex. But CM Punk counted out of that because he already hit that maneuver earlier. And like the old saying goes, if he didn't find the double whammy, it's not going to be a guarantee. But this is where we got CM Punk to hit the Shining Wizard knee strike, try to go for a running bulldog. But Cena ends up hitting him with the back spinning suplex. This is where the John Cena to go for a 5-knuckle shuffle. This is where he's like, you can't see me. This is where we got. This is where then he goes right into try to go to the top corner. But this is where CM Punk try to kick him right in the head like if it's WWE 2K. But this is where then we got Cena try to go for the STF. But this is where it gets pushed right to the upper right corner side. John Cena again gets picked up with Cena trying to go for an attack. But this is where he ends up nearly getting GTS. But this is where John Cena caught his leg, go for the STF onto CM Punk. And this is where he's like, ah! And this is where then he was like, then CM Punk like, no, like I'm not tapping out, and this is where the Johnson's like, well, he better, or I'm not letting go. And this is where the CM Punk was like I'm still not tapping out. Like, I don't care if you break my leg or my neck, like I'm not gonna tap. And this is where then he was like, and then on second thought, this is where he's like, nope, still not doing this. Where somehow he escapes out of the hole. This is where he flips him right over. That's where he turned to the end of kind of vice for a second until John Cena flips him right into a pin. But this is where. And where we got what's his name? This is where what's his name? CM Punk to kick out of it. This is where he hit the arm twisting neck breaker, which was a guarantee, by the way, because the first time we tried to do it to Logan Paul, it did not work, but it worked with Cena. And this move reminds me when your boy SNA does it on WWE 2K games. I mean, I wonder who I learned it from, like with me doing this maneuver in the first place, because I remember watching Punk been doing this since like when I was like maybe 7 or 8. Like maybe I'll say yeah. But anyways, this is where we got for sure. But anyways, this is where we got CM Punk then they go up right up on the top rope, right into the bottom right corner side is where we got CM Punk that went right on top, trying to go for the flying elbow drop, but this is where he gets the double axe handle on the Seth Rollins, like boom! But he's where he tried to go up right up on the top rope. This is where then he bring him down, but it's where Cena caught him, like when he tried to go for that elbow drop, but John did a calm on his arm, got him in a fall away. This is where Cena was about to hit him with the attitude adjustment, formerly known as FU, of course. This is where. And where he hits it on Punk, but the thing is, CM Punk did not get the hit 3 on him, with CM Punk getting the left shoulder up, which made the fans shocked. Like, how did Punk kick out of that maneuver? Like, that put away lots of wrestlers with that maneuver from the past. Cena wrestled like this, where it was like only 2. Like, why? And this is where the Cena then. And that's where fans are chanting, let's go Cena, repeatedly. And that's where he goes right in the top rope, hits one of his old signature maneuver, which I'm not sure if that's a return of it. But that's where Seth Rollins trips him right over. Still not forgetting what he just did to him. This is where Seth Rollins then try to go for some kind of avalanche maneuver, or more likely they turn into a buckle bomb, which he back first right into the chamber. But not only that, he throws him right into the one of the chamber pods, right into the upper left side, right to the plexiglass. I mean, this is not the first time that he's been thrown into very dangerous weapons, but it sure as hell won't be the last. Because he got attacked with one of those little spotlights, by that 7-foot whale, 15 years ago. And this was 16 years ago. So yeah, this was nothing compared to that, but still, that looked very extremely dangerous. This is where we got Seth Rollins and went right directly to Steph CM Punk, and this is where he's yeah, like I said last night, they're not gonna win over my dead body. And then this is where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure of it. Like I made sure Roman Reigns did not retain his championship last year. And that's where they try to go for an attack. But CM Punk then go for a pinfall. This is where Seth Rollins try to kick him in the gut, try to go for a pedigree like his idol Triple H. But this is where CM Punk pick him up, try to go for a GTS. But this is where Seth Rollins go for a kick in the gut. This is where he goes for a pedigree. This is where he try to go for a pin. This is where referee count 1, referee count 2. But CM Punk still kicked out of that like he did the attitude adjustments John Cena did on him. It's where Seth Rollins there's no way this man is not human. This is where then Seth Rollins I gotta make sure to end him before he ends me. This is where Seth Rollins was looking but how? And this is where the start looking around the chamber. What's gonna be a very dangerous spot. This is where he found one right into the right corner side. I believe he was trying to go for a buckle bomb, if I'm not mistaken. This is where we got. Oh no, it was a pedigree, but CM Punk counter flipped him right back in the ring. Just counter out the move altogether. This is where we got CM Punk then going. This is where CM Punk was yeah, that. That's why I'm doing it for, which he was looking directly in the right side for at the WrestleMania side, saying yeah, I'm going to Vegas, main event mania. This is where we got Seth Rollins went up in the top rope, right to the upper right corner side, try to go for a suplex followed by a flip up over bonus Falcon arrow, but this is where he gets suplex face buster by the voice of the voiceless. This is where we got the self-proclaimed best in the world and going for that flying best elbow in the world, I guess you could call it. And then Seth Rollins yeah, now it's not time is it's over. This is where then he tried to go for GTS. This is where go get the shot, but the rules in wrestling, even though he already hit one on Logan Paul, but this is where we got I'm trying to go. This is where he gets the sunset flip right onto Seth Rollins, and him buckled right to the bottom right side. Seth Rollins, or upper right side actually. This is where he tried to go for a curb stomp, but the thing is, when the referee counted to 1 and 2, this is where CM Punk still kicked out, which had the biggest cheers from the fans to Seth Rollins. I just can't stand him for him to just win right here. Just where we got he got beating the mat up, throwing his fist right into the ground. This is where Seth Rollins is I have to do something definitely sinister to make sure that he does not win. This is where Seth Rollins to try to go for a curb stomp again, just like he did earlier, but this time right off the top rope. Try to go for the super stomp, like if it's WWE 2K23 and 24. But John Cena then picks him right up out of nowhere. Try to go for an AA, there's still a win from Rollins. But Rollins is I'm stuck with these two old-timing clowns. Is where CM Punk's who you calling an old-timing clown, Punk? And this where GTS is him. This where he sends him right to John Cena's way. John Cena then picks him up, hits an attitude adjustment right onto in the middle of the ring. CM Punk did what Seth Rollins was trying to do, which was a 1, 2, 3. This where then they eliminate Seth Rollins, but this won't be the only time. We did not see the last of Seth Rollins when he got eliminated, but I'm surprised that we didn't see no returns of the OTC himself. But I guess they're waiting for the what they call it, the European tours, because they already scheduled him. They kind of gave some they already gave some little bit of spoilers of where Roman Reigns going to be in the foreseeable future. I guess the speculations were true. There's where fans, one half were chanting "Let's go Cena," the other half were chanting "CM Punk." Let's go Cena, CM Punk. And that's where the fans were like, they're cheering my name. That's where the John Cena's like, no, they're cheering my name on this half. It was like, all right, like let's prove, like let's check out this where they went for a handshake, but this is where CM Punk tricked him, puts him on the shoulders, try to go for a GTS. But it's where he hits him right into the face. You thought this would have been it, with him getting I'll say probably the fourth time Grand Slam charm, but there was no charm because John Cena still kicked out of the GTS. Again, and where CM Punk to try to go pick him up is where Cena picks him up, hits a double A's right on him, but he did like he did earlier. But this was the John Cena's probably fifth attempt of the quintet charm, but this is where it still got a 2 point, like maybe even 7. But that's where we got CM Punk going right to the right, left court side, which I don't know what was the reason, but it was some reason. But this is where Johnson would grab onto his leg. This is where he tried to attempt to go for an STF. But once he tried to pull away, he tried to go to the right corner side. He managed to get free by hanging on to the left corner's middle ropes. This is where he's like, "Wow, I'm free." But once he was bent down, like with his face on the ground, Seth Rollins did a curb stop right to the concrete floor, which I believe that definitely confirms that we will be seeing this triple threat match, though, even though we didn't see Roman Reigns. But this is where we got Johnson to hit the twist, the STF, got it locked in. This is where CM Punk not nowhere else to go. He starts slowly fading. This is where Seth Rollins, I didn't have to do it. I was not trying to do it this well. I was trying to do it fair, but like this is the only way that you're not gonna get your main event dream. This is where he just went straight to sleep. It's where that Johnson like go like sling. This where CM Punk like eventually faded. This is where Cena won, and he's gonna go to WrestleMania with Seth Rollins feeling a breath of sigh of relief, even though he kind of felt bad the way he did cost CM Punk. But at the same time, like in his eyes, he deserves it for him being such a narcissist and a hypocritical cancer. That's what Seth Rollins would refer him as. But to me, in my opinion, I don't think Punk is a cancer. I'll say he's far from that. But maybe it's because I've never been called a bootlicker by him, so that's why I don't think that he is. But at the same time, even if he did call me that, I still wouldn't think he's a cancer. Like maybe he looking at me in the negative perspective, but I was like, if he's not doing it in general, like I wouldn't say he's a cancer. But anyway, your winner is John Cena. This was very shocking and amazing. I was like, finally, get to be 16, 17. He's already 16 time. I don't know what I'm talking about. He could be win his 17th title reign before he retires. This is where we got. This is where we got the what's called the pyro going off with him standing on the top rope doing this pose like this, like it. And yeah, this looked like he already won the championship, like he become new champion, like, which WWE loves doing when it comes to pyro. But this is where we got Cody Rhodes and came out congratulating John Cena. This is where we start like not even 2 minutes later we saw none other, you guessed it, yep, you guessed it. We like I said, we got an answer, but let's just say it was not the one the Rock was looking for, let's just say. But this is where we got The Rock that came out, but with Travis Scott with Travis Scott having his music Fiend came on. Fiend. Because that's the soundtrack of WrestleMania 41. This is where Travis Scott then went right into The Rock's song. Like after the partial song was off, this is where they start playing the final boss version of the theme song. And that's where the Johnson is like, wow, like he really is here. This is where the Rock's like, all right, I'm here, Cody. Like I'm here so you can make the right decision with him. So like, all right, are you gonna embrace me and make me your brother? And like and I know you really want this life, Cody. All you need to do is give me your soul. And then when my brother Herb said is like, what do you think he is, the Undertaker? like of having like a soul collecting gimmick or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I guess you could say that, which that does sounds very extremely hilarious. But that's where we got John Cena gave a fist dap and was doing a little chatting to Travis Scott. Cody and The Rock discuss business. This is where Cody Rhodes is like, I do want give up my soul, but not to you, Rock. And this is where fans are cheering like, my soul belongs to the to this company and these fans. Like, so the answer is no. Like, and this where like, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a warning, and this no, I promise you, this is gonna be the only time that I'm gonna say this word, which I hope I don't get restricted. But this is where then Cody didn't use the non-PG slurs since they were on Peacock in America, but in outside of America in the international world, like in the international side of the world, like on Netflix, he says, "Go fuck yourself," and this is where then fans like he and me and my whole family were stunned with Cody to say that, which we did not know he was gonna say something like that. This is where Johnson's like, yes, like, yeah, I knew that was the spirit. This is where then he embraced Cody. This is where he gave a look to the Rock, a certain look, which I was like, uh-oh, like, what does that mean? This is where then once he stopped hugging Cody, this is where next thing you know, when they start turning hands, looking at the fans, Johnson then quickly look at directly Cody, low blowed him right to the family jewels. Like, and I was like, luckily he already got started with a family with his wife Brandy, and you brought Liberty into the world. But this is where we got. But other than that, like, still, like, what if he wanted to add a new addition? But enough about that. Like, it's already bad enough. I said the F bomb. The F bomb, yeah, I should say. This is where we got. But this is where we got John Cena immediately started attacking him even more, started beating him down, like with and he grabbed onto the what they call the diamond ring, or what was it, or wrap up the golden watch from I know one thing about that is where we got The Rock then did the cuts the throw the to make himself trying to be like the dead man himself, which I believe he still wants. I believe that's a sign that he wants revenge from the dead man, which I don't think that he will get that. Like, you'll probably get anything but revenge. But this is where he did the slit throw, counted to three, like when he looked directly at Johnson, they gave him like a cue point, like. This is where Michael Cole, like, what the hell just happened? This is where then we got Cena then grab onto a. I'm knocking him out like brass knuckles, hitting him with a right hand right to the face, like if he's still his Dr. Thugonomics character. This is where then Pat McAfee was like, holy hell, and this is where then. And this is where then he just repeatedly hitting him with that right on top of him. This is where then he and that's where then he went from there. That from hitting him with the microphone, knocking him out, like, but not only that, but cut him open like in the hard place. This is where John Cena grab onto grab onto the mic, grab onto the championship, knocking him out. This is where he revealed that he's the replacement of Cody Rhodes if things go downhill. Like, which I guess the one thing for sure the Miz was right about. If you don't accept his offer, like, someone else might will, which that ended up being the guy that he beaten at the main event of WrestleMania 27 about 14 years ago. And then this is yes, sir, man, John Cena in 2025, March 1st to be the exact, just turned heel tonight on Elimination Chambers on the Cody Rhodes and joined forces with The Rock, like into this alliance, whatever it's called, which I'm not sure what it's called. I guess the Hollywood, I don't know I'll say I don't know, like, but yeah, something that it's something to do with Hollywood, since they're popular in their roles in movies and and what's it called and movies and wrestling. But this is where not only Johnson hit Cody Rhodes with his own championship once, but twice as well. This is where Johnson gave that very ugly look, like if he was. And I hope I don't sound offensive or sound like I hope I don't get restricted for saying, but he looked like a Hitler of professional wrestling the way he gave it. The only thing he was missing is the infamous mustache that he had, like, which he looked like if he's a wrestling Nazi, if there's such thing as one. But that's where he started choking him out with his own tie, like how like Daniel Bryan did to Justin Roberts, which I'm not sure why should I mention their names. Like, he went there in the other company, like, and And that's where Michael Cole's like, why the hell you're doing this? And I apologize again. Hopefully, again, I'll get restricted. He was like, why you're doing this shit right now, Cena? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And this where then he started choking him out with his own tie. This is where John Cena's like, yeah, like that championship's gonna be mine. And then this is where we got The Rock that picks up Cody Rhodes. This is where we got Travis Scott then start joining them. This is where like somebody get out here. And this is where then nobody was come out there, which that was a big shame. Like, why? How come like there was no Roman or no Randy, even though Roman's not gonna come back to TV probably not until they go to the European tour, which is probably a week from now. But what about Randy though? Like, he was there tonight. This is where we got. This is where we got The Rock that got a couple of drips of his blood, started wiping it onto the belt that says Cody's Soul, which he happened to show Cody the night before, which is like a kind of like a gift that he's gonna give, like if he does sell his soul to him. But this is where, obviously he did not do that. But this is where he ends up whipping him, like if it was 2024 all over again, like when he last time he beat him up into this way. This is where he's like, yeah, I told you, Cody, there will be consequences. This is where he started talking trash to him. This is where then The Rock's like, yeah, he's gonna be my champion now, John Cena, a man that he wrestled like at Mania like 2 years straight in a row, like a dozen years ago, back in 2012 and 2013, like which was the 2013 one was for the WWE title, which that's the title that John Cena is going to be fighting for against the American Nightmare. It's where they put the title right beside the American Cody Rhodes, and like, it's yours now. This the way they did it, kind of like what Triple H did to Randy Orton when he was jealous that he did something that he couldn't do and beat I can't mention the wrestler by name, but beat that particular wrestler that held the world championship, where Randy Orton became the youngest world champion, something that the future chief content officer did. And that's where fans start booing him. And then, if this was the goal, which was obviously was, like if this was the way to make fans hate them now, I think they did a 100 billion percent of a successful job, because that's what they did right here. They basically humiliated a fan favorite babyface, like a guy that's possibly the next John Cena of WWE, like in a very sickening way. That's how basically Elimination Chamber ended. And despite this, I thought they did a very perfect job, like executing the pay-per-view from start to finish. Well, I'll say except for the finish part, because we're supposed to be hating these guys, and that's what and it worked for us too, because we totally hated them after they did this to poor Cody. And we hope that Cody's gonna have some backup, which something tells us that's gonna be the case. And I wonder what type of backup it may be. That's what's making me speculate into my little assassin brain. But I was like, if I get to see the past histories like John Cena has with any wrestlers, maybe it could be with Roman Reigns. But then again, he's going to be probably feuding with Seth Rollins. But don't get me wrong, we could see like Roman Reigns could join forces with the American Nightmare. Like, that's the only wrestler I can think of right now. But hopefully we can find someone. Maybe it could be CM Punk, but he could be feuding with Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns as well. But I wouldn't doubt that that Roman Reigns or Punk could join forces with Cody Rhodes, someone like Seth Rollins did, even though he had already had a match at what's it called, WrestleMania to defend his world title against Drew McIntyre. But he ended up helping out Cody Rhodes fight Roman Reigns and The Rock. But this time, like, they had to find some help to fight both The Rock and John Cena on probably night one, and then night two, then defend his WWE title against defend his WWE title against John Cena, which some might say that they're going to probably take Jey Uso's spot for the main event spot, because CM Punk is no way. There's no way that they're going to just cancel CM Punk's plans of main event in Mania, because I believe they're going to be doing that. Like, probably, maybe we could do like night one. We could see Jey Uso almost like kind of does main event in Mania, but only like does it like right before the main event, the actual main event of WrestleMania. Like we could do Jey Uso versus Gunther on night one, like right before Wrestle the main event, which is probably some of y'all probably not say not the same, but some of y'all probably. But the thing is, like y'all were so keen about making this the main event in the first place, and then this we can see CM Punk taking on Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, and then we can see we can see guys that Cody has backup with. Then go after like both The Rock and Cena, like on night two, like when they got a showdown in Mania, at the main event of WrestleMania. I cannot hardly wait to see this version of John Cena as a heel. Even though I wasn't expecting, I was like, if he wasn't retiring, I probably would have expected this. But I was like, maybe this is not the time because this is gonna be his last run. And maybe that's what's gonna be the thing. Like we're probably gonna see something that we've never seen John Cena before, like in over 24 years, or maybe no 24, no 20, probably the last 20. I'll say 2 years. Yeah, we haven't seen him like since 20, like between 21, 22 years. Yeah, like since he's like when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics. Like, but even from then, he was known as a babyface on the most of the majority of the time of being. But yeah, this I like the way they're going with this path, and are you very excited to see like what we're gonna be seeing out of John Cena? Do you think this is finally gonna be like the heel, like the heel version of John Cena that was supposed to be created back like 13 years ago, like something similar to the NWO with what they did, like what WCW did to Hulk Hogan when he revealed that he's the third and final member, the third member of the alliance with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Which that's what John Cena basically did tonight, like when he turned on Cody, like and joined forces with The Rock, and I guess sell his soul to the final boss, which I was not expecting this to happen. Which I did predict that John Cena was going to win, but also like with The Rock looked like going to offer something to Cena. And then maybe we could see like Cody Rhodes could reveal that it was working with The Rock the whole time, and then and it's only John Cena stuff. But now it's the other way around. Like it's Cody Rhodes. That's the only major difference that I didn't say right there. Like is that like it's not Cody Rhodes that's going to be so The Rock and become his corporate champion. It's going to be John Cena that's going to be the man that's going to try to dethrone Cody Rhodes. I believe somebody like a fellow YouTuber predicted this, like which I'm not sure who did, but I'm gonna find out like when I watch their videos and watch their reviews and point out that they got the prediction right. I only got the match that he won right, but the only thing that is about it, like it was not like not like the way how I predicted. Like even though I said The Rock probably will come out, I always thought The Rock already came out and try to ask Cody Rhodes like if he made the decision. When Cody Rhodes looked like he's gonna decline right for now with The Rock, then that look too calm. Like if he's like not like if he's going ballistic, but at the same time he's not happy. But it could be all just a ruse. And then we're gonna probably reveal that on SmackDown. But that did not happen. We saw this soon enough, but it wasn't Cody that did it. It was John Cena. And yeah, we got all the shocks and twists and turns and very exciting returns with Jay Cargill and Randy Orton as well. And what are your thoughts on this Elimination Chamber match? Elimination Chamber matches and the whole pay-per-view period. And if you ask me, like, how I rate it tonight, it's not going to get 1 or 2 or 3 or even 4 or 5 stars. It's going to get the maximum 10 impressive stars, I should say. 10 impressive stars of the night. Like it was like WrestleMania itself, like, but only just a little preview of what's to come for the showcase of the Immortals. And let me know in the comment section right down below, like, are you planning getting prepared for the biggest showcase event of the year? Let me know about that as well. And again, let me know in the comments how y'all rate this. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And if so, please make sure to hit the big thumbs up button. Also, hit the subscribe and the post notification bell for daily SNA videos. And also, make sure to check out my upcoming review video for this time for AEW. Collision, which I'm going to be doing right now. And I hope y'all enjoyed the Elimination Chamber review. And I hope that you Assassinators have have an awesome Saturday night, and I'm not done yet. And I hope I'll be seeing you guys in the next 10 seconds with some more SNA content until we meet again. Super Ninja Austin out of here. But yeah, like that was crazy, huh? Like where y'all were expecting that to happen, please leave your opinions in the comment section right down below. And thank you for watching this review video. Stay tuned for some more because we're definitely gonna be reviewing WrestleMania up close. But bye for now. And definitely gonna be doing the post Raw and SmackDown review, to see like what's gonna be the aftermath of this very shocking twists and turns of events that we were not expecting, not even in a trillion years. But yeah, see you on Collision. Bye bye.